and welcome to post-match reaction to the Blues versus the Lions. What a victory that was. 43-10 for the Blues. A big win that sees them go top of the Super Rugby table, even if it's only just for one game until the Crusaders play. What I say, look up the Blues jersey on. What I say is, stop the tournament now. Blues are the winners. No. Look, a lot of things happening off the pitch during this game. Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister for New Zealand, has announced that from midnight on Sunday, everyone who enters the country will have to go into self-isolation for 16 days, which means that basically overseas teams cannot come back to play rugby in New Zealand, and also that the Highlanders out in Argentina can't get back in time either. So, big question marks, Super Rugby. That's all been discussed on Twitter while the game's been going on. It's been really hard to keep concentrating on the game. Also, we had a mouse in the kitchen that my housemate screamed about, so had to go and help there as well mid-game. But even so, look, kicked off the game. It didn't look so good for the Blues. Dumb decision by Parsons, knocking the ball down, giving the referee an easy early penalty to give away. But Yanchis missed the conversion. Blues came back. Rieko Arnie got his try. Look, it looks like he's enjoying his rugby again, playing well in that 13 jersey. It's where he wants to play. I know a lot of commentators saying they want to see him back in the wing, but he wants to play 13. He wants to play in that outside, in that centre position, where he's played all his age group rugby. So yes, enjoying his time there. Sorry, Black should have offloaded to him, but hey, the ball got to him the second attempt, and he bashed over very well. Thought the interesting that the Lions at that point then, rather than taking threes when they're 5-0 up, they started going to the corner, and they generally that failed. Let's be blunt. Going to the corner didn't work for them, and they should have been knocking over threes. Hi Simon in the live chat, good to have you there. Any points you want to make about the Blues Lions, let me know. The Lions then went through a whole bunch of phases. It seemed well, it was a lot. I didn't see the count on the TV, but they went through a lot of phases and eventually bashed over. They started outside the 22, slowly worked their way up to the try line and eventually bashed over from there. And really looked like we had a game on at that point at 5-7. The Blues at that point were making breaks. Satutu had a wonderful break, but then the pass went too high and into touch. And we had a whole bunch of situations there where the Blues were making breaks, but just not finding that, not actually finishing things off. But the Lions self-destructed, quick line out, and gave up a penalty in front of their post, which the Blues knocked over to go 8-7. Lions, again, a couple of opportunities to have penalties, kickable penalties, went for the corner, could have really knocked over another probably 6 points, got themselves back in the lead, but they didn't. And let's be honest, it was all downhill from there on in. Turnovers, a couple of turnovers. Well, the Blues turned over, then the Lions turned it over. Talia, having a fantastic game, made the break, passed it to Perifeta, who went and scored 15-7. All looking really kind of good for the Blues. The Lions did pull back a penalty, but on just before half time, Lions player deliberately knock on next to the ruck. I think a lot of us missed it, but the referee didn't, and he awarded a penalty try plus a yellow card for that player. And boy, did that yellow card hurt the Lions, because not only did they have that mean that when they went in 22-10 down at half time, whilst the player was off, the Blues scored a further 2 tries to go 36-10 up. And let's be honest, the game was dead by then. The Blues really managed to camp in the Reds half after half time, and Satutu, lovely at first receiver, twizzle pass out to TJ Fiani, who great offload, and Rieko got his second try of the match. And then we had a wonderful try in 48 minutes, which was about when we had the Jacinda Ardern announcement, I think. Lots of great support lines, players passing before they made contact, fixing the defender and then passing, which was wonderful. Lots of players involved. And we saw another try there, say 36-10, and the Blues were running right at that point. The Lions came back up to 15, and there were some good attacks by the Lions, but we had Elton Yanchis again forward passing. The Blues also had attacks that they failed with as well. So both sides had opportunities to score more points, but they didn't. In the end, the final score was Sotutu out wide, big player one-on-one, steps the last defender who happened to be the scrum half, and to go in. Yeah, it was always going to be a try. Lovely one from there. Look, Ruru comes on, does a silly late hit on the on the opposition scrum half, and you've got to say, yeah, whilst the Blues got a really good result here at 43-10, there were some very, very dumb penalties out there from them. They're going to discipline is going to be one of the next things that they're going to talk about this week. 11 penalties by both teams. You want to keep that in single figures, not in double figures. Both teams had a bit of a poor day with that. Clearly, but the one of the good things that we'll have that the Blues will look at from this, they had less runs, or they had 110 runs. The Lions had 111 runs. Right, the Lions went for just over 200 meters. The Blues over 500 meters. They were going more than twice as far every single time they touched the ball. They had some really good breaks, really good run meters there. And that's not just running it back from kicks. This is passing. This is making those breaks. 11 clean breaks to 2. Sure, they got 5 tries out of it. One of those was a penalty try. So clearly, they left opportunities out there. This Blues could have scored a lot more points. They weren't clinical, folks, even though they racked up 43 points. So there's plenty to work on from this after this good win. So that's one of a great thing for coaches here. 17 turnovers by the Blues, 15 by the Lions. Yeah, this was a bitty game at times, open and free flowing. You'll hear that the Lions at 73% tackling. Yeah, 31 defenders beaten by the Blues. Most of that was in the first half, though, by one player, Talia. Talia was absolutely on fire. 11 defenders beaten in this. They just couldn't put a hand on him. Really quick feet. Played some lovely, helped the Blues get on the front foot, get out of trouble a number of times. 4 clean breaks, 11 defenders beaten. Talia had a wonderful game. 14 carries for the winger. He really got himself involved. That is a lot of carries. Sotutu continues his good form, 15 carries for the top meter gain at 105 metres. He got himself involved a lot. And Enrico Iwani as well did. In fact, all the backs had pretty good carrying numbers. So really good game from those players. Kelly Toyotti as well, 8 carries. He got involved. From a defensive point of view, Kelly Toyotti, 16 tackles. And Blake Gibson, 16 tackles as well. TJ Fiani with 12. So those are the guys who got through a lot of work, because whilst we say that the Blues won this game, they had to make 100, or they attempted 167 tackles, more than 50 more. Well, actually, 82 to 152 actual made. So nearly twice as many tackles by the Blues in this game, even though they won 43-10. Even though they made 510 metres running to 208 by the Lions. They were just more effective, but that last clinical move to score points just wasn't there for the Blues. The Lions with lots and lots of just too many errors, you've got to say, and just couldn't break down that Blues defence. So a lot of people will be talking about the attack, will talk about the points, but defence here was was actually really strong for the Blues. This puts the Blues, as I say, top of the table, which is wow. As a Blues fan for a number of years now, that just doesn't seem to make sense. It's an oxymoron, Blues at top of the table. But fantastic place to be. That's 4 wins on the trot now by the Blues. They came into this game as strong favourites, and you know what? That could have caused some problems because it's a different mentality coming into that game than as an underdog, as they have been in the last 3 games that they've won. Well done for the coaches for keeping the Blues grounded and getting through the hard work they needed to do. A lot of work on defence in this game to win this one, even though people will concentrate on the attacking style. And the attacking play was good. They are getting their structures and their shape really kind of nice now, getting used to TJ Fiani and Rico Iwani getting used to playing with each other in that centre combination, which is really good. And you're going to be adding Bowden Barrett to the mix as well in the not too distant future. So, assuming there's rugby to play, things are looking up for the Blues. As I say, that Jacinda Ardern's announcement about self-isolation for everyone who comes into the country is a big thing. So we'll have to wait on that. One of the other points here, Dalton Papilehi left for HIA and failed it. that's a shame. Obviously, a bit of a worry for him. I think he's had a couple of concussion issues in the past as well. So a player to keep an eye on, and hopefully he gets himself fixed up properly for this. I'm going to come out with something, a video later, because I think that's in every situation there's an opportunity, and the Global Rapid Rugby has a massive opportunity now if they grab it properly. So I'm going to be talking about that soon. So head on over to DrivingMaul.com where you can get all my content. Yeah, this has been a really good. This has been a really good season for the Blues. As a Blues supporter, I've got to say, I'm happy. And you've got to say, remember, players like Patrick Tuipulotu, Joe Marchant, Ofa Tuangafasi were all rested for this game as well, which obviously bodes well for the team. Yeah, so that's all. That's all good. Simon saying, yeah, let's cancel Super Rugby from now and Blues will be the champions. Absolutely agree with you, Simon. Even though I think you're a Chiefs supporter. Yeah, wonderful scenes. Obviously, not a great crowd at Eden Park, but then again, look, at the moment with coronavirus, you can understand why a lot of people aren't going to games. So enjoy whatever rugby you can watch. As I say, the Global Rapid Rugby is happening as well as Super Rugby, so check that out. I've got a couple of videos about it on my website, so if you want to head over there and check out the for your ears only section. As I say, enjoy whatever rugby you're watching this weekend.